Alright folks, today I have the Orcatorch t20. The Orcatorch t20. This thing is what they're calling a tactical flashlight. It has a tail switch, it has a side switch, has a clip, has a finger grip ring. It has a bezel on it that has some pretty aggressive knurling, impact. It does 281 meters. It's 980 lumen max output. You get 19,800 peak beam intensity and a 1 meter drop standard IPX8 waterproof rating. Let's get into this thing and see what it can do, because it's got a great feel, nice light. Alright, so what you get in the box is, of course, the light. You get this nice heavy-duty type case that allows for great storage for all the accessories they give you that comes with it. Let's see, you get a holster. It's got a little bit of Velcro and a button there, and also a dedicated belt loop spot that's secured to it, so you don't pull that loose. It's pretty common compared to all the other holsters that are just like it. They're all pretty similar, just a different tag on it. You get two 18650 batteries made by Orcatorch. 2600 milliamp batteries. You get a charger for those two batteries. You get a lanyard. It says Orcatorch. You get the instruction manual, and you get a warranty card. And you get two extra O-rings. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do when you get this thing is charge your batteries. You can see that there is an indicator here, plus and minus, and this is just for 18650 batteries. You can see it's not the adjustable size kind. It doesn't do anything else but charge 18650 batteries. Alright, you can see that it's green until I put a battery on there that's not fully charged, and it turns red. So when it's fully charged, it's going to be green, and when it is not fully charged, it will be red. And we're going to put them in this light that has a spring, kind of, on the end here. There's like a little nipple that's spring loaded. It goes in, and there's like a little rubber gasket around it, right, on one end. And on the other end, you have a spring in there as well. So that's great for dropping the light or mounting it to a weapon, stuff like that. It will still fire and not disconnect your light source from power source. So there is no indication here of which way to put the battery in. So I'm going to assume that positive goes down and see what happens. Alright, so positive goes down in this light. Here's something that everybody should know about that I don't like. They're doing this on a lot of lights now. But this is the finger ring thing. I don't use these, so I take them off. But because it's threaded on there the way it is, now if I take it off, right, and I put my lid back on, I have those threads exposed. And I just personally don't like that. See that? I'd rather it be a gap that just kind of looks like this valley right here for the finger ring instead of having those threads there. But some people don't care about that. It's just my personal preference. Also, you see that the clip that comes with this, you can spin it around, but you can't really mount it anywhere else. There's nowhere else to mount it or turn it around the light. So this is going to be a bezel down light. If you stick this in your pocket and use the clip, it's going to be a bezel down light. And this is a pretty big bezel to be sticking that all down in your pocket. But it comes with a holster, so you've got the holster. Let's get that ring back on there. Alright, so got it all back together, and that's the only thing I really don't like about it cosmetically, is that ring thing, which is something I can easily get over. I mean, it's just the threads. It's just personal preference. It doesn't make the light bad or anything. It's got some heat sinks up top. It's got the bezel on here that does not seem to be removable. It has some good knurling here on the box, on the side of the light itself. It feels nice when you hold it. This on the end is a little bigger than I prefer, because it makes it to where if you just snatched it out of your pocket and tried to go with it, it's good as long as you have your thumb right in that spot. But if you come over here to the side, let's say I just grabbed it out of my holster and needed it, it's hard. It's much more difficult to push the light from here. So it makes me have to adjust my grip on the light. But because of this, now you can tail stand it. So is anybody willing to give up tail stand to have these little flanges gone here? Don't know. You know, that's up to the user. If that's not something you care about, then don't care about it. I just wanted to point it out to the end user here. Also, let's get into what this thing can actually do. It does a maximum output of 980 lumens. All right. So here's all the numbers on it. You get turbo, which is 980 lumens for an hour and 35 minutes. You get high for 350 lumens for 3 hours. The middle mode is 50 lumens at 22 hours. And the low mode is 2 lumens for 275 hours. There is a strobe and an SOS. So the beam distance on this light is 281 meters. Let's get into what all this thing does. So if you don't want to watch my video, just pause it and read this. Then you don't have to look. Alrighty, so you turn it on, and it's going to be in the last mode that you use it in. It does have a mode memory. So when you turn it on, it's on in the last mode we used it in. I'm pretty sure I leave it in high mode because that's what I want. If you click it, it goes, it's going up in modes. So here we are at the low. That's 2 lumens. It's pretty bright 2 lumens. It's a good focus on it. The next one up is middle, which is 50 lumens. The next one up is 350 lumens. And then the next one up is 980 lumens. And if you hold it down, the side switch, you get strobe. And then you click it once, you get SOS. And then you click it in and it goes back in the mode you had it in. So let's put it in strobe and turn it off and turn it back on. It will not remember strobe, so it only remembers your main mode. So let's say you want it in the lowest. You turn it off and turn it on and do momentary and flicker as many times as you want, and it stays in that mode. So turn it on, your side switch changes modes. You hold down the side switch, you get strobe and then SOS. So there's the operation and there's the light. Let's take this thing outside and see what it looks like at night. And we'll start it off in the lowest mode. Alright, and on the lowest mode, you can't really see it. There it is in the street. Just kind of lose it right there at the edge of the street on the curve. We can't really see it anymore. So let's go on up to the next mode. Alright. Second mode up, you can really start to see now. I mean, that tree, it's across the street. It's like 50 feet away, and it is illuminating that thing good enough for us to know what it is. It's even catching the house over there. I mean, if you were carrying a gun or anything like that on this lowest setting, you would be able to identify a threat. And then we're going to go up one. Now we're really starting to get some detail going beyond the tree. Go up again. I think that's the brightest mode. Alright, so there's your brightest mode. So just, I mean, it's just amazing. Those trees back there in the back are about 200 feet away. And it's just lighting them up like they're right across the street. plenty of light. It's a good beam. Beam's big enough to cover a truck about 200 feet away. It's good. Alright guys, there it is. The Orcatorch T20. It's got a side switch, tail switch, 980 lumens at 1 hour and 35 minutes. It's got a good sized head on it. It's got a bit of a distance, as we saw. It's got a clip. It's got a holster. It's IPX8 waterproof. I like it. It's got a lot of nice features, and it looks good. Well, there it is. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you continue to watch my videos. Thank you for looking at my review. I hope it helps you before you make any kind of purchase.